Hey everyone, Sumner here with Heretic Studio, and today I'm going to show you how to install a 30-inch light bar kit behind the grille of this Toyota Tacoma. So with the Toyota Tacoma 30-inch behind the grille light bar kit, you'll get a 30-inch light bar, an optional wire harness, and 2 vehicle-specific brackets. So the tools you're going to need for this install is a panel pry tool, a pair of crimpers, a number 2 Phillips head screwdriver, a 5/32 Allen head tool, a razor blade, a 7/16 wrench, a 14mm wrench, 14mm long handled socket wrench, and a 10mm on a socket wrench. So the first step in this install is to pop the hood and unhook the negative terminal on the battery. Some Tacomas come with a parking sensor and front camera on here, and just to be safe and not trip any codes, we'll unhook the battery to keep that safe. And then we're going to go and take apart the grille from the top going down. We'll take out the air ducting in here, install the brackets and the bar, and then reinstall all of the factory components in the reverse order. So the next step in this install is to remove the 2 10mm bolts here and the 2 push-in retaining clips on the side here. You'll want to remove those guys that are hooked on there and then pull the grille directly away from the vehicle. And it's held in with some pressure tabs that can sometimes be tricky to release. But I like to start on one side, and once I get that released, move on to the next side. The next step will be remove these splash guards, and they're just held in by pressure tabs, but just be careful when releasing them because they are a bit flimsy. And there is also one press-in clip on each side holding it in. So the next step in the light bar install is to take the light bar wings off of the bar and attach them to the vehicle specific brackets. Keep in mind these are oriented with a left and a right. This guy here will be the passenger side bracket, and this one here will be the driver's side bracket. Now the light bar wings, they can go on either side of the light bar. The trick is just to make sure they're on the right side of the bracket. Go ahead and snug these up, but don't tighten them all the way. Okay, the wings on there, we're now ready to install these on the vehicle. The 2 nuts that we're going to loosen are these 2 here, and they'll require a 14mm socket wrench. So the next step will be to install the factory splash guard and the bracket. And this can be done by simultaneously installing this piece and this piece at the same time. You'll want to place this bracket at the base of this piece, and you'll need to angle it and get it into the car. There's no proper way to do it, but just kind of work it into place. And then just make sure the bracket seats onto the studs, and it should look something like this when you're all done. Now we can reinstall our clip here, and then next we'll install the light bar after we do the other side. So the next step will be to reinstall the 14mm nuts that we took off. Just make sure to leave them loose so we can adjust the light bar's height. So the next step in the install is to reinstall the wing brackets that we took off the bar and attach to the brackets back onto the light bar. You can use a 5/32 Allen wrench with the button head socket screws. All right, so the next step is we're going to plug the wire harness into the light bar just so that we have it ready for when we're ready to run the harness into the cab. We're actually going to go through and tighten the light bar down now. So this part could be a little difficult. You may need a friend to help you out, but we're going to adjust the height of the light bar first and then the angle. So we're going to just lift the bracket up and center it, and then I'm going to crank it down. So once the light bar is installed, go ahead and route your harness up here along the fender. it's a good time now. You could connect your red lead to the positive on the battery and the negative to the negative on the battery, and zip tie the relay somewhere along the way to some other wiring. And then you want to run the switch wires through the grommet and the firewall here into the cab, and then mount the switch in the desired location. So the next step in this install is we're going to reinstall the grill and test out the functionality of the lights. Now with the battery hooked up, it's time to test out and see if the lights work. Fog lights. We got our 30. With the functionality tested and everything working just fine, your install is now complete. Check us out at YouTube, Instagram, and at hereticstudio.com to find more amazing products like this.